And I would say also it's important to, ask questions. And so if you genuinely are going to have a meeting with somebody, again, no matter who it ends up being, make a note on a notepad and just have those handy, and so that you can get those questions answered, and that person doesn't necessarily just manipulate the conversation to what they want to talk about, but that some important things that you want to talk about. And I would highly recommend, if you're a married couple out there, both of you guys look at this together. I cannot tell you how many people I've talked with where everything is 100% perfect, amazing, and then the husband or the wife goes, they weren't part of anything yet. And they go, what is this? Oh, no, we're not going to do that. And then they learn about it and go, oh, crap, that's amazing. Yep. So I'd say always try to do that as a couple, because anything financial typically is going to need to be both parties anyways.
With that being said, if you are going to have a meeting with a sales guy and they straight up say, I'm not going to talk to you unless your wife is here, and they just want to cancel the appointment on you, that's a sign that you're dealing with a very weak salesperson that truly doesn't believe that they have the knowledge and the confidence to actually help 100%. You out, because they just do not think that it's going to happen. And I mean, I've won hundreds of deals over the years by just talking, to one of the two.
Sure.
And not like putting them into this pressure environment, but just in general, like there's no reason to have an ignorant mindset. Like you should go into it saying, hey, we both want to understand this, because there's been so many arguments and fights that have happened. Like
I've seen it many times.
Oh, and then I'm having to come in and be the firefighter, putting out the fire between a couple. I'm not even in their relationship.
Yep.
And I'm helping the relationship now. It happens more often than you may think.
It does.
And I always tell people too, like, because sometimes they're hesitant to like go through that consultation, because they're thinking like, oh, well, like this guy's just, he may sound nice right now, but I know when I get to the end of that meeting, he's going to be putting the pressure on me to like. And I always tell people like, look, if you want to move forward with me at the end of the first meeting, by all means, I'm not going to stop you. I mean, we're trying to save time and get you going here, but if that guy is going to just suddenly put pressure on you and you haven't fully understood all of the topics, you need to go back and really make sure that you understand all those topics, because most of the time they're thinking like, what's the minimum amount of information that I can give to just check that off in your mind
and get this person to sign up.
It's like I was kind of telling you last night, it's like, it's kind of like they're walking you down a narrow hallway, and there's all these doors in the hallway, and each door is like a good question to like explore and learn about, but they're kind of like forcing your head.
Keep walking, keep going.
Just go down the hallway.
Nothing to see over there. Nothing to see. We don't need to talk about financing. Keep going.
Yeah, so it's like, at the end of the day, you just want to truly understand what you're doing, and so that's why we're here. The reason I work with Larson is because we have a very similar mindset when it comes to how sales and the ethics of sales really should be done. And one thing we don't do is put a bunch of pressure on people. I believe fully that solar sells itself, given you understand all of the facts.
I would agree.
And so usually the barrier in someone's mind is not understanding all of the information.
I'd say 100% of the time, if someone eventually says, no, thank you, I don't want to do this, normally it's because of misinformation.
Yeah.
It really is. Or they didn't understand something. Although, to be fair, and again, we kind of covered this earlier, not to get into it again, there are certain utilities that if they do contact me through those, I will tell them up front, probably not the way to go.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but it's just not going to work, for where you live. But if you live in Encore, most of the city municipalities, it's going to work for you, for sure. Co-ops, that's a crapshoot. We're going to flip a coin on that one and see. I'll have to look it up, because there's so many of them, and some of them are great and some of them are just absolutely horrible that, some of these don't even give you any credits. There's even a few out there that give you 0. Yeah. So at that point, it's like, why would I do this? It doesn't make any sense.
Unless it pencils with full battery backup, or battery self-consumption, and then it can.
Right.
But you have to run the numbers and see.
Right.